Morning chat. We goozled it earlier on in our very early morning conversation, and Mwalimu raised it later on, and it's all got to do with, are we all equipped to deal with this monster that is coronavirus? And Mwalimu talked about people who live in certain areas. We've got to think about them. Without them winning the war, we are doing nothing. There are places where coronavirus is, they are hearing for the first time now. It's true.
Za watu ukunda watakuambia na kuuliza hii corona itavuka feri.
The education mountain that we've got to climb is incredible. And I'd asked you earlier, if you could have a conversation with the government, what should you need some help with? Now, whatever's happening in Canada and in Italy in terms of government support won't happen here because we don't have the money. We could have if we managed our resources better. But the fact is we're here. What they've done is suspended paying rent. They've suspended paying taxes. They've suspended paying water, electricity bills, gas bills.
Mortgages
have been suspended. Bank loan repayments have been suspended. Now, yesterday, the central bank governor was talking with banks in the company of the president, and they were talking about how we can have this sort of relief from loan repayments. But the thing is, to majority of Kenyans, the loan repayments they've got is Talent branch. Which is a fact.
Nafuliza.
But I do not see why the government cannot have a conversation with Kenya Power.
Unajua bado haijahit watu.
I cannot see why they can't have that conversation.
By next week.
That's the thing. Because if we go into lockdown, then a lot of people are going to suffer. I don't know why the government cannot have a conversation with landlords and ask them, look, it's going to be a tough 4, 5, 6 months. Give Kenyans a break. This is not just a crisis for the Mwananchi. It's a crisis for everyone. I don't know why they cannot sit down and have a conversation with Nairobi Water and Sewage Company and other water companies around the country to keep supplies going. If they can have those conversations with banks, surely we can have it with all, and then that will be such a big help to us. Without water, we are losing this war. It's a no-brainer. Now you've got to think of informal settlements. Yesterday we heard from someone from Dandora. The last time they had water was in August last year. How do you even begin fighting this war? Why can't the government have a word with all these water companies? They've got to do something about these bills. Kenya Power, we've got to do something about these bills. Landlords, give them incentives to suspend payment of rent. Then you accommodate everyone. We can't do what Trump has done. He has sent everyone in America a check for $1,000. That's 100 G's. We are not there. But we need to do our own things. Those little things are what's going to give us relief as we fight this war. So when it comes to you, personally, what would you like some help with? What are your observations, Mwalimu?
First of all, hata kabla uende huko mbali, are we even serious about this thing? Unajua nikaa tunangojea dharuba itupige. There are people who have no idea what's about to happen.
Yesterday, Citizen ran a very good story on TV. It was in Gikomba. You know they didn't exist.
Yes.
There they shake hands, they hug, they kiss, they are standing 2 inches from each other and they are laughing and they're enjoying themselves.
Hapo ndio tungeanzia. We have no idea. Si nimetoka ushago jana.
Yes.
Huko they have no, wanasema ni kitu ya Nairobi.
And you know, Nairobians have all gone to Shago. I want you to have a conversation because everyone's need is different. Yesterday I met the Kiambu governor, Governor Nyoro. And Governor Nyoro, it was such a pleasure meeting you. But I need you to get all the governors on board. Water is of essence. You've got to help us with water. Electricity is of essence. You need to help us with electricity. And someone yesterday said, we need to fight this war, but in our own, within our own capabilities. So what are your capabilities? Would you like some relief from? I will pass on all suggestions, because now every conversation is an option. So why don't you give me a call on 0711-046-105. Hit me up via my short code. My short code is 22494 as usual on my fan page on Facebook. Twitter is open at It's Minor Kageniwa Classic 105 Kenya. The hashtag is Minor N Kingangi. If you saw that story on Citizen, you'd have been shocked. The greeting of hands that's going there. And without water and soap, we are done. So have a conversation with the government. In your individual capacity, what do you need some extra help with? Let's talk about the economic implications and consequences of this coronavirus. We're looking at what governments are doing all over the world, what the Americans are doing, what the Italians and Canadians are doing, we cannot do. But there are things we can do. There are things our government can help us with to give us a helping hand through what promises to be a very harrowing period. Like I said earlier, if there is no water to everyone, this is a lost battle. Because the only way to keep this thing away is water and soap. If we cannot get that to every citizen, this war is lost. But we can. That's why I'd like the government to have conversations with the water authorities in different parts of the country. They've got to keep water flowing through our taps. There's no other way we are going to fight this battle. Thank you very much for talking to the banks. That is a fantastic step. That's how we need to go. Now, is there a way you can talk to landlords by way of incentives for them to suspend invoicing for rent? Is there a way you can talk to Kenya Power? Because we need electricity. There are things we can do. But I keep saying we are going to have to fight this war in our own personal capacities. Yes, there's some constants, but if there is something you feel the government can help you with, what is it? Everything you tell me this morning will get to them. Diki Murimi is saying, I wish the government would put the same effort media houses are putting in the fight of this disaster. Kao Kongo is saying churches have shut their doors and have given email addresses and hotline numbers to call when you need to be prayed for. We're in a very difficult place. Actually, if you cannot walk into the house of the Lord, then, you know, in some situations where one of the most important things you've got going is hope, is a problem. Calvin Queens is saying, let the government provide water and power. Water is the only way to fight COVID-19, and we all accept that. Kevo Mungo is saying, the government needs to create mass awareness about the disease. What I was seeing on TV yesterday on Citizen happening in Komba was astounding. Douglas Kiplagat, you saying, I only need support in paying rent and having enough water. Tutajilisha, we'll find a way. But if the government can do those two things, it'll make it easier. Have a conversation with the government. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Maina.
Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Catherine.
Yeah.
You know, I've been looking at the pandemic and wondering what's going to happen to people like us who live from hand to mouth, really. Because, like, personally, if I don't go to work,
Yeah.
my kids cannot eat.
Because
I was wondering,
yeah.
because what I do is I work every day. I don't have money in the bank. Just to be laid off a long time ago. So we strive to work hard to make our kids eat. So now I was wondering what's going to happen to my kids. I was looking at them and wondering what's going to happen to my kids really. What are they going to eat? I have rent to pay. I have water to pay. I have electricity to pay. What's going to happen really?
That is a very good question. If you need to go out there to feed your children, then there is a problem.
I need to every day. Every day I have to wake up at 6, 5. I have to work. Sina ati pesa nimejiekea mahali vile watu weka kwa bank. I don't have. Like you're saying, we only have Tala, Timiza, Wanaturandura every day. We don't have money to pay back. Actually, there's a problem, and God bless you. You actually raised the most important points in this country. Actually, I don't know. We have a problem. We do.
We have a problem and it must be addressed.
It must be addressed, Maina. It must be addressed. Kama sasa mtoto ananipigia simu nimetoka, there is no bread. The first thing I will sell, I send money to them to buy bread. Now if I go stay in the house, what are they going to do? Watafanya nini?
It's a horrifying reality to imagine.
It is. Maina, it is. And it's really, really sad. Anyway.
All right, listen, listen. I'm going to forward all this to the government.
Yes.
And I'll tell them they need to have this conversation.
Yes.
They cannot apply the same measures that Italy are applying.
We can't.
Here.
Honestly, we can't.
All right, let me have a word with them, huh?
You should, Maina.
Okay.
And thank you so much, and God bless you.
Hang in there.
Yes.
All right. Hello, Classic 105.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Maina.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, my biggest problem with this lockdown thing is only one.
Yeah.
How do you lock down in a society or in a country whereby 80% of the citizens live on a hand-to-mouth basis?
Good question.
How do you lock down? How do you just lock down when 80% of the citizens live on hand-to-mouth? They eat what they earn in that particular day.
Yeah.
Is the government in a position to feed the citizens?
No.
What happens?
I will make
What
sure
happens?
that
What happens?
I will make sure that question is asked.
It's not. It's a bit serious. It's a bit serious. What will happen? Do we have another problem apart from the corona now? Will people start dying of hunger? What about crime? What happens next?
Okay. I hear you.
Good day.
Good day. That's why the government needs to have this conversation. There are some genuine fears. There's some genuine worries. Really, there are. And Francis Atoli, now you gotta step up. You've got to have that conversation with landlords. The utility companies have got to come through. You're part of our society. If there was ever a time we needed you to pull through and come through for us, it is now. What are your fears? What are your circumstances? Talk to me. We're talking about the conversation I need you to have with the government. All we all agree is what Trump is doing, we cannot do here. We just don't have the capability. Government cannot wake up tomorrow and decide to send 100,000 shillings to each and every Kenyan. It's not going to happen. We live in different circumstances, but if we get this right, we can pull through. We can. It is something I'm so sure we are going to get through, but we just have to do certain things right, and we need to do them now. That's why I'm asking the government. Thank you for talking to the banks. That's a great step. Can you now talk to Nairobi Water and Sewage Service? Can you please talk to other water authorities around Kenya? We've got to keep water running through our taps. Can you talk to Kenya Power? Incentivize them. Because we need electricity. We need water. We need soap to win this war. So if you can talk to these water authorities, it'll be a huge help to us. Is there a way you can reach out to landlords? If you can cushion us against some of these crazy costs, we'll be okay. We'll be okay, but we need your help. We need your help. Calvin Mwangi, you're saying bills like power and water, the government should at least cater for a couple of months. The economy has become tougher and there'll be more job losses and less opportunities for people to feed their families. Kevo Munga is saying the primary duty our government needs to ensure is that all 40 million Kenyans have access to running water, and that they're not exploited by greedy people who may use the crisis to exaggerate goods prices. And it's a good thing the president said yesterday, anyone hiking prices or hoarding items will face the full force of the law. Charles Mane is saying the government is asking people to remain at home, yet most are renting houses and living unpredictable lifestyles. The house needs money. The house needs food, basic things which are not available to ordinary citizens. Now, how do we do that without money and without water? Alex Somari, you're saying my wish list. Number 1, supply sanitizers in bulk to the public. Number 2, limit public transport and have controlled transport systems at the ferry and at the SGR. Withdraw levies in essential commodities. Fear is the exposure. It can wipe us out. Hello.
Good morning, Maina.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, Maina, looking at this thing,
Yeah.
some people are even fearing to go out there and do their businesses as usual, you know? So your finances are going to get affected. So if you're paying rent, let's say 30,000 per month, and it's reduced maybe by 30%, that's going to help you a little bit. Because if somebody says that landlords should not ask for rent for the next 3-4 months, that's unrealistic, Maina. They are not going to do that. You and I will agree. They will not do that. Sit back and let you live in their houses without paying them rent for those 3-4 months. It's not going to happen. But if that law is passed that reduce rent by a certain percentage, if not, you face the law, then maybe it's gonna
Be effective. Yeah.
Yes. And then another thing, Maina, when you look at maybe I'll speak on behalf of the Kenyan who doesn't have running water. Maybe water has been disconnected because of the bills or for other reasons that I can't really talk about, you know. So if water can be availed, to those that don't have, because now they are speaking of hygiene, wash your hands and all that. How are you going to wash your hands throughout the day when you don't have running water, Maina? It's a bit sad, you know. And the last thing I'll talk about, maybe electricity, you know.
Yeah.
If the rates we pay can be reduced per unit, you know.
Yeah.
The rate, if it can be reduced, because we are not going to sit here and say they'll supply us with power without paying. At the end of the day, we are going to pay those bills. But if they can reduce them, you know, the amount we pay per unit can be reduced, that also is going to make things a bit easier, Maina.
Okay. All right, great points. Thanks a lot for that, my dear. Hello, Classic 105.
Maina.
Morning.
Morning.
Yes.
Ebu Ujiambie rest in peace in advance.
Guy, why?
Unajua tumeisha bana.
Hatujaisha. Nimekataa kusikia hiyo. Hapana.
Even Kingangi has deserted you.
Mimi niko naye hapa.
I thought the guy has vanished.
Hakuna mahali tunaenda. Hii kitu tunamenyana nayo manyi.
Aki.
But Maina,
yeah.
I know I might sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
But swali yangu ni watu wameanza kutoroka wakikuja huku Ocha and everywhere.
Yeah.
Nani anawa screen ana make sure as they interact with us in the villages they are corona free?
That's a good question.
Because there should be somebody screening them. Anajua huyu amekuja kutoka Nairobi ako free. But sasa if mtu ametoka Nairobi amekuja huku and the virus is in the incubation period, by the time it blows out imeshikisha village yote, tumeisha.
True.
Yes, I don't know which measures they are taking.
Yeah.
But Aki, najua tumeumia. But the good thing, the work you are doing, we actually appreciate so much, and we pray that God will bless you because you are actually driving this the right way.
Thank you very much.
So, salimia Kingangi.
Asante. Okay. Talk to me. Talk to your government. They are listening. And just as a safety measure, I'll make sure this entire conversation gets to the table it needs to get to. What say you?